Hello and welcome to Brisbane Health. With busy lives, it can be hard to find time to volunteer. But the benefits of volunteering can be enormous to you, your family and your community. The right match can help you find friends, reach out to the community and learn new skills. Volunteering can also help protect your mental and physical health. Today we will learn more about the many benefits of volunteering and find tips on getting started as a volunteer. The vision of Volunteering Queensland is to develop a world where everyone can make a difference. Today we're joined by Perry Hembury, the CEO of Volunteering Queensland. Thank you so much for joining us, Perry.
Thank you, Lauren. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on your show.
Now, Perry, to start off with, do we have a lot of volunteers in Queensland? Is there a lot of people willing to volunteer?
Yes, I'm very pleased to say that we do have. There's approximately 1.2 million Queenslanders who volunteer their time and their expertise each year. So around about 7 million across the nation. But yes, it's still something that's a popular thing to do, I'm very pleased to say.
And is there a typical type of volunteer, or is it anybody?
Yes, it's anybody. When you look at the statistics around who volunteers and why and the areas in which they volunteer, it's as diverse as our community is diverse. All age groups, people from all cultures. There are some statistics that indicate that there are trends in society that is interesting to watch as they evolve and develop over time. But no, traditionally we've had people volunteering, especially a lot of younger people in recent times, which is really encouraging to see so many young people getting involved in very meaningful activity that they're very passionate about, and that bodes well, I think, for the future for our society.
Can you tell me some of those, a couple of examples of those ones that those younger people get into volunteering?
Yeah, sure. There's if anyone was watching the publicity recently around National Student Volunteer Week, they would have seen how we were promoting the benefits of student volunteering, for example, and the types of activities that students engage with. And admittedly, a lot of that is having to move in and out of volunteering as time allows, as their study commitments allow, and so on. But so therefore, a lot of younger people, a lot of students especially, are looking for project type work, perhaps working in an area that's that they're very skilled at, in social media, for example. A lot of research and analytical work is actually done by students, and of course special events and things like that. But certainly, wherever you look at the types of study that young people are doing in high school or in universities, there's an equivalent field somewhere in the volunteering world for them to become engaged and to test out, if you like, that field of endeavour. Is it really what they want to do when they leave school or leave university? And as they're going through these processes, they're contributing an awful lot to the organisations and the community at large through that effort. It's a great window of investment, if you like, in the future of our society to see, to encourage young people to be involved in all of those things. Yeah. Can
you tell me that what you've seen personally benefit people who are volunteering?
Oh yes, there's literally probably 1.2 million stories around that in this state alone. We practice what we preach in Volunteering Queensland, so we have our own volunteer program. Like any not-for-profit organisation, we wouldn't be able to achieve the objectives we set for ourselves without volunteer support. And so we've seen a lot of people come through our organisation that I don't know whether it's to stretch the imagination too far, but I've seen people where I think their volunteer commitment has literally saved their lives, if I can put it that way. People who are very lost as a result of tragedy in their lives, perhaps, finding a purpose to get out of bed in the morning and go and work with people and meet people and lift themselves and elevate their physical and their mental health enormously. That's just one element. For many other people, it's simply about supporting a cause that they're passionate about, perhaps just wanting to meet people and make friends, because the social aspect of volunteering is very powerful for many people. Look, it's so diverse and there's such an enormous range. But yeah, there are many stories where volunteering, I think, can be seen very anecdotally to be a powerful boost to people's quality of life and their health. And there have been, of course, many objective academic studies done by medical institutions and universities to actually, paint a picture of this in a more scientific way. And certainly the benefits are there, there's no question.
And so we know there's benefits, as an individual, but do you reckon as a community, those volunteers getting together, how do you think that affects the community? Yeah,
that's right. There are many benefits, not only to individuals, but in Australia we have about 600,000 not-for-profit groups. Many of them are formal, incorporated organisations. Many are informal groups where people just want to get together and achieve things. And of course, a huge amount of work would never be done in society without volunteer effort. I think it's something around 700 million hours per annum are donated in volunteer time across Australia. You can imagine the level of productivity that's done in 700 million hours, and it's been quantified as many billions of dollars contribution to the Australian economy. So there's many ways of looking at it in terms of productivity in the economy, the benefit to society, to the environment, and so on. So local communities and groups within communities simply couldn't survive. They wouldn't exist, most of them, without volunteer effort. We would be, without that effort, literally we would be back in the dark ages, and it would be, a horrible world in which to live. So hopefully volunteering will never be banned, or never be something that people don't want to, be involved in, because it's the benefits are immense.
Yeah, I can see that. It must be so rewarding being in the position that you are. Yeah.
Yes. Well, Volunteering Queensland, as the peak body for volunteering in this state, we're at the forefront, I suppose, of some of that research, and we keep our finger on the pulse of what it means to individuals and to organisations. We monitor, obviously, a lot of the issues around volunteering or social engagement, and there are issues that still probably have to be dealt with in some ways. A lot of it is around the capacity of organisations to provide meaningful jobs for people who want to volunteer, safe jobs, jobs that are rewarding and are recognised in healthy ways. And organisations need resources to do that. They ideally need a structured volunteer program. They need to have proper systems in place, obviously policies and procedures and best practice. And we have guidelines around all of that we promote, like the national standards for organisations involving volunteers. So there are many guidelines, but yes, there's got to be commitment within organisations to have very productive and very healthy volunteer programs running. And so then it's a two-way street. The organisations gain the benefits of so much contribution in time and skill, and individuals, of course, walk away every day from their volunteer jobs, feeling satisfied that they've contributed to that organisation, and in many cases gain many rewards for themselves, including the health issues we spoke of.
That's right. Now, of course, you'll have a more enjoyable volunteering experience if you take some time to think about why you want to volunteer. Opportunities that match your goals and your interests are most likely to be more fulfilling for you. We'll discuss different volunteering opportunities after the break.